Welcome back. As I hinted earlier, yes, we are having a representative from Stanbic Bank to talk about the new lending campaign that was actually initiated to help with business continuity and some of the individuals that have been battered by the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, including its effects on businesses and so forth. Many companies, firms and so forth, small and medium-sized enterprises have fallen off the wagon during the COVID-19 pandemic. So what is Stanbic Bank doing to ensure business continuity, to ensure that some of their customers who are engaged in businesses of sorts actually weather the storm and continue on the right path as far as finances and so forth are concerned? I have Israel Arinitwe. He is the head personal markets at Stanbic Bank, and he joins me right now on our newly refurbished studio set. A very good morning, sir.
Very good morning to you as well.
Indeed.
I can remove the mask.
Indeed, you can. There is social distancing.
Absolutely.
So, would like to know, what has Stanbic Bank done to ensure business continuity during this very, very trying time of COVID-19?
First of all, thank you very much for having me this morning.
Indeed.
I hope our customers, I hope our stakeholders are safe and doing well. At Stanbic Bank, right from the onset of the pandemic, we responded quickly and swiftly. We gave our customers who have been impacted by the pandemic a relief. That meant that if you have been impacted by this pandemic, you can take a moratorium, 2 months, 1 month moratorium, where you do not pay either interest and principal or both. And that gave most of our customers relief. So a significant portion of our portfolio was restructured, was reorganized to ensure that we give customers that much needed credit relief. And then as we come now, hopefully out of this pandemic, our customers are coming back. The economy is coming back.
Indeed.
And it is important for us as a bank to play a significant role to lift the economy, to support the economy.
Indeed.
And that's why we come with this campaign.
But before, during the onset of the pandemic, I'm talking about in the midst, like around 2020, there were so many issues of poor access to credit during that 2020 year of the pandemic. Why was that so? Why were banks adamant to give out loans? Was it because of the business uncertainty, the market volatility, and so forth?
Absolutely. That's a great question. Because we didn't know much. We didn't know who's going to be impacted. We didn't know how long we're going to be impacted.
Indeed.
So there was a lot of unknown. And the best thing to do at that time was, in some cases, reflect so that you do not, enter a storm swiftly. So I can imagine this was an industry response, but I can affirm to you now that banks, including ourselves, Stanbic Bank, were coming back to support the economy, to support our clients.
I remember around August, November, I did come to Stanbic Bank to seek a loan of around 5 million, but then there were so many issues to do with what is your salary, how frequent are you paid on a consistent basis? What are the modalities right now for one to access a loan at Stanbic Bank?
And we'll talk about that, but let me...
It was cancelled, by the way, the request was cancelled. But what are the chances right now of someone getting a loan and the criteria to be followed?
For you, I will not go into your personal qualifications.
Yes.
As you will know, I am.
And you had already explained it was during the onset of the pandemic, and of course, banks were also uncertain whether or not it will be gone anytime soon. But right now, you're sure businesses are being resuscitated.
Absolutely.
The economy is now being revived.
Absolutely.
So what should the business person right there who's watching right now, or the customer, do to actually access a loan? What do they need? What is required?
And that's a great question. What is required for us? What have we done to make sure that our customers get the relief? I've talked about that, but then borrow. And that leads me to what we've launched now. Because you see, our customers have been hard hit. Our customers have been impacted in such a way that even movement has been restricted. So what we've done at the bank is make sure that our loans or our services are digitized to the greatest extent
Explain
possible.
further.
That our customers can get loans digitally where they are without having to come to the bank.
With my phone, tablet or computer, just type in and boom.
With the cheapest phone on the market, you can get a loan from Stanbic Bank.
Is there a website?
If you're on internet banking, you can get a loan from Stanbic Bank in real time, in that moment.
I'm on internet banking, I can't get it. They've told me I had no loans available for you for over a year.
I wouldn't know why, because our customers are evaluated according to their risk profile. Of course, I wouldn't want to go into your
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And I don't know it. But what we've done is
Indeed.
to ensure that for most of our customers, we have their details, we have their information, so we can look at their data and pre-approve and come to you and say, you know what,
Yeah.
you actually have 5 million shillings.
Indeed.
And you can take it on the phone, on the tablet, on internet banking, even on the feature phone.
This is amazing, Arinitwe. So
capability.
what interests are accrued on these loans?
Let me clarify from the onset that all our loans are pegged onto our prime lending rate. We call it a base lending rate sometimes. Our prime lending rate at Stanbic Bank remains 16%. It remains unchanged. And it is always linked to the central bank rate.
16%. If I borrow 5 million, how much do I pay back?
I'll come to that. So 16% is our prime lending rate, and we normally give a margin. We always used to have a margin above the prime lending rate. That prime lending rate has remained unchanged, and we have the lowest prime lending rate. So what we'll do is we get 16%, and I'd say 5%, 4%, which is a margin for the business. Under this campaign, what we have changed is that from the margin that we used to add, which is sometimes 6%, for some of our customers whom we have looked at their data and their risk profile, we have discounted that interest rate to 15.9.
15.9.
So in some cases, let me be clear, in some cases, some customers will have a reduction by up to 6%. Imagine that. It means that they have been borrowing, say, at 22%, and now they can access loans at 15.9%. But that is off our prime lending rate. Okay, I hope that is absolutely clear. To the question you asked me, if I take a loan of 5 million shillings, how much will I pay? There are two things that will influence how much you pay in a loan when you take it. One is the interest rate. I have clarified that. The second part is the tenor, the period. At Stanbic Bank, we have the longest tenor in the market, 72 months, which is 6 years. The point is, the longer the period, the smaller, or the amount of money you have to pay is much smaller. And in such a pandemic where we are coming back, you need a back in your pocket.
So at the end of these 6 years, how much money would I have to pay back to Stanbic Bank from 5 million?
I have to do a quick math, a quick calculation. So if you're paying, for instance, if you're going to be taking at 15.9%, I have to do a quick math. I can come back to you quickly.
Okay, Renito, what are some of the other benefits of this new lending solution?
There are several. Besides the ability to take the loan digitally on the phone or on the internet banking, but also if you do not have those capabilities, if you walk into any of our branches, you will get this loan in under 6 minutes. That's powerful. And remember this: when you need a loan, you need it now. You think about schools opening next week for the most part. You have to pay school fees. You're not going to wait.
Indeed.
So
much faster is beckoning.
Absolutely. And that's why we're coming to the market now to say, now. The second part is we've put in a complementary insurance, complementary personal accident insurance. What that means is if you get an accident, you probably, on a border or something, the bank will cover you up to 10 million shillings. We've gotten you that policy, provided you take the loans on our digital platforms.
So what are some of the other types of loans and how can customers access them?
There are two main broad types of loans. One is secured, the other one is unsecured. Let me talk about the unsecured. The unsecured loans take in our bank 3 forms. One is a very short-term cash advance. I hope you take it. It is very useful, especially when you need emergency. We call it a cash advance. It is an advance, quickly, 30-day loan. It's largely on your phone. You dial *290# option 8, right there. That is a 30-day loan. We also have the term loans, the ones we've been talking about, salary loans, up to 72 months. Then we have a personal overdraft, and this is largely for our a personal business, you're starting a small business, or you already have a business running, and you need an overdraft, okay, of say 1 month or 6 months. So those are unsecured. We have secured loans as well. Secured loans will take the form of a mortgage. You want a house, or you want to get equity from your house, or you want to buy a car. Out of this, you probably need a new car. I'm sure you do. Or you want to buy land. So we have land loans, we have car loans, and we have mortgage loans under our secured loans.
Does it apply to all customers, and how are you going to be able to do this?
With respect to the interest rate,
and the whole lending campaign.
The whole lending campaign applies to all customers. All customers in the retail space, our consumer customers, can access loans within our branches.
Indeed.
The issue of the interest rate is very important to clarify, because the rates and the evaluation depending on the risk profile.
You hinted on that, but you can go and expound on it.
Yeah. Now, when we are evaluating customers, we look at the risk profile they have, how well they have been performing on their current loans, or how well are their salaries coming through us, or even outside us. And should there be customers who would want to move their loans or come and take part in this campaign, we've actually given them an additional benefit. They can move their loans to us at zero arrangement fees. We will not charge those customers who are moving to Stanbic Bank those fees. And I think that's very important for us to see how we are giving a benefit to our customers in this great time, not just of need, but in the moment. And that's important, because, like I said, for loans when you need it, probably you needed it yesterday.
Indeed.
Maybe now is not even good enough.
Indeed.
It is yesterday, and we're trying to bridge that gap. We are trying to respond to that requirement from our clients.
Indeed. Nwabine, we would like to know, Arinitwe Israel, that what sets apart this new lending campaign from those you've had before?
The key thing that sets this apart is the in the moment. It is loans in the moment. It is now loans in the real time. The second point is the interest rate that I've talked to you about, where we have discounted. For the most part, most of our customers will walk away with a benefit of up to 6 percentage points in interest rate savings.
Israel Arinitwe, the head person markets at Stanbic Bank. Many thanks for having made the time to visit us right here at NTV Uganda.
Thanks for having me.
And indeed, if you're a customer of Stanbic Bank, now you know what needs to be done. If you're grappling with financial, issues here and there, you can go to Stanbic Bank. They have a new lending campaign, very, very simple. Even your phone, you can get all that money. Let's take a breather. I'll be right back with more conversations right here on Morning at NTV.